I shop at JCPenney.
I don't, but I stopped in there when I was.
All right, so here's the deal. I've got you 3 problems on the board. You start here, you end there, right? This is where the swag box happens. We're doing proofs with letters. This is something similar to the ABC thing that we did last week or a week and a half ago. You've got 3 properties at your disposal. Property number 1 is if a string ends in a C, you may add a U to the end of it. So check it out. If I have MC, it ends in a C, right? And so I can then add a U to the end of it. Wow. Any questions about that one? Are you sure? Because remember the ABC thing was like the hardest thing we've ever done. That was a disaster. Everyone was so confused. Okay, good. Okay, you may double a string after an M. So see there's an M and then there's stuff after it. So you're allowed to double that. Okay, if there was another M at the end of this, obviously I didn't put that there. But if there was, you could double that as well, right? Anything after an M can be doubled. Prop number 3, you may replace triple C with a U. So wherever you have a triple C, no matter where it is, you can then replace it with a U. Prop number 4, did I say you had 3 properties at your disposal? I meant 4 properties. You may remove any W and replace it with a C. Or actually, replace it with nothing, right? Remove it completely. What I'm trying to say here. So that's the deal. You may begin. Number 1 is you start with MC, and you need to do an MCU, CU. Again, no, I did not think this one through. Disaster awaits us. We'll do Tendy. And then I'll give you a song of the day. Actually, I'll give you a song of the day right now. The song of the day is Black Sabbath's Iron Man. You heard it already. Sorry, but you're going to hear it again. Felt like it was fitting for today's theme. Get a good look at all you. Superman. Wow, idiot. Okay. Yikes. Oh, another Superman. Fair enough. Spider-Man and Captain America are hands down the best.
Oh, you should see my brother.
I don't think I should.
Oh, if you see a kid walking around with a Spider-Man onesie, I'm related to it.
That's pretty dope. Oh, I got the room mic working. And we're running off of that. Slowly moving to where we want to go. Osbourne and his band, Iron Man, from the album Paranoid, 1970. Okay, so, here's the deal. We got these guys, and we're trying to change these guys into what they say. Anybody have an answer for number 1? Somebody has an answer for number 1? So we're starting with MC. The first 2 letters of my last name. And we're trying to get MCU, CU. Anybody? Anybody? Yeah! Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I did property 1.
Property number 1, which says if it ends in a C, you can add a U to the end. So what we did, or what you did, was you added in a U, right?
And then I did prop 2.
You may double it. Wow, isn't that amazing? So we went from here. Jerica, enough. Stop. Whoops. Maybe make mistakes. It's like when I was younger, my sisters would come into my room while I was playing Mario Kart. It's like, no, I'm playing Mario Kart! Get out of here! I was like the Minecraft kid. Get out of my room! All right, that's 1. Anyone want to tackle number 2? Number 2, MC, so same starting place, but now we're doing CUUC. So number 2 is MC, the first 2 letters of my last name, and then MC, the first 2 letters of my last name, and then 2 U's and a C. Anybody? Got a couple properties here, right? We can add a U in the end. That could be helpful. We can also change or double anything after it, which is what we did last time. Probably not too helpful there. Property number 3, you can place triple C with a U. That's something to think about. And we can remove any W's that pop up. Yeah, what you got?
I don't remember what number is, but double the C and double it again, so it's CCC.
Okay, so we're doing this. Looks like when we double the thing, we use number 2, right? So that's number 2. Then we're here, so we double it again. We double it again. So you want to have 4 C's? Is that what you want here?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was by number 2 again, and now we're here. Now what? How do we turn those 2 C's into a UU?
More C's to talk about. But you can turn 3 C's into U, so you get,
We can do 3 C's into a U. So are you saying double it again?
you need double it again, yeah, 8 C's.
Okay. 4. Number 2. So now we've got this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's your plan?
And turn the middle 6 C's into 2 U's.
Middle 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That right there is going to turn into what?
MCUC.
So we can turn a triple C into a U, though by property number 3. So 6 C's makes 2 U's by property number 3. And check it out, we got it. Nice job. Anybody have another way to do that? More than one way to make C's, right? We can always add a C on the end. I'm not sorry, not add a C on the end. We can, yeah, I guess that's it. I made a mistake. I thought prop number 1 was add a C on the end, but it's add a U on the end. So yep, that's the way to do it. Anybody got number 3? Number 3 is tough. Number 3 starts out like this. We've got this thing, and then we need triple C, U double C. Peters.
So, I started off using prop number 3.
All right, and prop number 2 says we can double it, right? So UUC, UUC by number 2.
And then I got rid of the first double U.
Okay. And replaced it with a
Nothing.
nothing. She's got rid of it. So what prop is that?
Number 4.
Prop number 4 says we can get rid of any W. Double U, right? Now we're here.
Then I double it again.
Then you double it again. So CUUC gets doubled to CUUC. That's prop 2.
And then I got rid of the first double U's.
Okay, remove the first set of W's. I see we have a pattern developing here. So that gets us triple C here, and then UUC. Removing stuff is prop number 4.
And then I double it again.
And then you double it again. So we've got CCC, UUC. We double that to CC, oops. And we double that to CCC, UUC. Double it by prop number 2.
And then I got rid of all the U's.
UUCC, CCUUC. I'm going to write this down here. So you got rid of all the U's. Actually, if we're getting rid of the U's, we can probably fit it. M, triple C. Both U's are gone. 1, 2, 3, 4 C's. Both U's are gone. Another C. Removing is 4. So now we're at M. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 C's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, ocho. Now what?
And then, the one, like the 3,
Okay, C number 1, C number 2, to C number 3. Where are we starting?
C number 4,
C number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting here.
and 5 and 6.
So 4,
Convert into a
5, 6, and what?
Convert into a U.
Okay, so 3 C's turn into a U. Okay. M, 3 C's. We're going to turn that into a U. And then we've got 2 C's. Now, when we change something into a U, what prop is that? Prop number 3. 3 C's into 1 U. Okay. And we're done. Well done. Well done. Anybody else have a different way? No? Boring. All right, put that away. Good job, Peters. Jenna, when? When will it end?
I don't know.
It's like a bad book series. Are you ready?
I have a very important question.
What is your important question?
Do you mark the things on Google Classroom late?
No. There are no such thing as late grades in here. We've established that, right? If it's not turned in by Friday for homework, then it's just a 0. But other than that, there's no late grades.
So do you want me to
Did any of you do your reflections this weekend? No. Do them.
I did it. I feel like I last weekend did it late.
Friday, Wednesday, and Thursday? Review guide Thursday, quiz Friday, Wednesday. No, you did not miss any homework. All of it's online, though. Like the video, right? It was just us going through the review guide. Pretty much. You shouldn't be because they're not graded yet. We're going to grade them right now. Peters.
I'm not scared.
Oh, you should be.
I don't want to. Okay, I'm scared.
Yeah, well. Swanstrom. Riley. Yeah. Millard, Luke. Probably should be yelling their names out on the internet, but who cares? There's plenty of Luke Millards out there. Oh, it's not yours. Here you are. Who is this?
Did you find my text?
Odyssey. You should watch a movie called Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I'll never like you, okay? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much we have in common. So just stop. Stay cool. Schrader. I'm always shocked that your first name is Lindsay. I don't think you do. Shelby. Hey. Congrats on oh wait, is that worksheet or did anybody not get one back? They did, and they did take it. What? Just not for a grade. Boring. That's actually great, but I'd never say that out loud. It's unfortunate that George Clooney is not actually the singer in that, because it's fantastic music, but fair enough. What? Yes, which is fantastic. If you want to listen to someone who is like a great actor and you're like didn't know they could sing and they're absolutely amazing, my suggestion would be Ewan McGregor, who is the guy who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi most notably in the Star Wars 1, 2, and 3. He's in Moulin Rouge, and it will blow your mind how good he is at singing. It will. It will absolutely blow your mind. So Moulin Rouge is a modern adaptation, by modern I mean in the early 2000s, adaptation of La Traviata, which is a fantastic opera. And I would highly suggest it. Moulin Rouge is very modern. It's a lot of pop songs, yeah. Yeah, I'll grade it. Just mark it so I know. Anybody need a pen to grade? Okay. Normally we do not grade quizzes in class, but these things are awful, and I want you to experience it firsthand instead of me having to experience it alone. Hi.
I wasn't sure on Friday to turn this in, so just
That's cool. Turn in. Go put it in the bin. Mark that it was absent. That way when I see it and I go, wait a minute, I don't want to grade this, I'll see that you were absent and I'll check it and then start crying that you were, because then I have to grade it. You ready for this? Here we go. The answer key. I'm going to get rid of this camera because it's taking up part of the screen. I can't wait till we get our like real nice camera. I can just like, oh, amazing. Great. It's going to be great. Okay, so here it is. Number one. First of all, you need this. See how it has the ones next to it? Those are each points. Order isn't as important because some of you guys are going to do things out of order, but for the most part, you need all this stuff. If you have somebody that you can read their proof and be like, oh, that makes sense, raise your hand, okay? And we'll figure it out. Would you rather trade and grade or grade your own? Because guess what? I'm going to grade them anyway. You're just saving me a little bit of time, right? Because if you mark it all wrong, I'm not going to argue with you, right? I'm just going to go, okay, great, good, fantastic, right? And if it's not marked wrong, that means I'll look over it anyway. So don't be that person thinking I'm going to grade my own and it's going to be fine, because it won't. It won't. It won't. Anyway, so given, you need this diagram, right? Or something like it. You can either write it all out like they did, or you can draw a diagram. Now, I would prefer to draw a diagram. It tells me something, right? And the thing it tells me is by looking at this is, look, pink and blue are going to add up to orange. I could have made it red and blue add up to purple, but I just wasn't that creative last night at 1 a.m. So here we are. After we have that, we should have, by linear pair theorem, the setup, right? Or not linear pair theorem, I should say something different. Told you, 1 a.m., not thinking correctly. What tells us the two little guys add up to the big guy? What postulate is that? Angle addition postulate, my bad. AAP. One letter short of Retired People's Association of America. Yes?
What if you have angle addition postulate or you have the wrong equation?
So if they have the numbers instead of the letters?
I have the wrong letters.
How wrong are they? How hard are
I
letters?
did A, B, C instead of the E.
Just because you're
'Cause I'm dumb.
okay. Minus a half. How about that? Okay. Yes, ma'am.
How did it by subtraction?
That's fine. I'll take it. As long as it's valid when you subtract. So probably what you did is you subtracted ZYQ. Either that or you subtracted XYQ, right, to one side. I will allow it for now. Typically, I don't know why this is. Like, everybody wanted to do subtraction the other day. I have no idea why. Like, across all the classes, like you guys studied together or something, which I know is garbage because, one, together you don't do it, and two, you don't study, right? But it felt like it was. But if you subtracted it, normally what we do is we'd write this out like this, and then we use subtraction property to move it over, right? But I'll accept it. I'll accept it. So then we plug stuff in. That's substitution. And then after that, we get our x's together, stuff that's on the same side. Remember, when you do stuff where it's already on the same side, the 50 and the minus 25 gets you positive 25. Positive 25! Good Lord. And then 2x and x makes 3x. It's all on the same side. We're not using the addition property. Remember, addition property is when you move it over by addition, right? So that's just the therefore symbol. You don't need to justify it. I don't give you any points for that. That's just extra, okay? What you should end up with is 3x equals 20. Now, could you have divided everything by 3? God bless you, you could have, right? You could have done that first. You just had to divide the 25 by 3 and the 145. That would be gross, but you could do it. You get fractions. Okay, so I don't care whether they did subtraction or division first. Doesn't matter to me. Bless you. But you need to do both. And then, way down here, I'll zoom in. You got to go back and say, hey, given this, which is what we were given for ZYQ, go back and plug that in by substitution. Okay? You feel like you can grade that? Some of you guys are reading yours and like, I don't know how to grade this because it's all over the place. Exactly. Exactly. I didn't want to have to experience that alone. Yes.
How many points for that problem?
8 in total. I put it in a little box over here. So 8 in total.
What if I already know I'm just gonna fail and just retake it?
You can mark it all wrong if you want. I love it. See, because like I want to do that when I'm like, this isn't going to be a 65, so who cares, right? You don't know what you're doing. I can give you all the feedback in the world, and you still aren't going to know. You need to come and see me, right? But I wouldn't do that because I'm nice, but you can be mean to you, right?
Well, I don't know.
Isn't it beautiful?
I don't know where to find my stuff.
Yeah, neither do I, which is why we're doing this, because you're not alone.
Oh, yeah.
I never explicitly stated you had to go like this in a nice flowy order, but good Lord!
I mean, it kind of.
Good Lord!
There's like answers.
Like, some of you guys were drawing arrows and stuff because, like, you made a mistake and you had to go back. And it's like, okay, I can work with that, sort of. But other you guys are like, step 1's here, step 2's over here, and, like, step 3's on the back. And then the rest is just all in order. And it's like, why did you do that? Why? You evil people. You're just like, man, I'm going to screw with this guy. Jerks. Jerkicas. I'll never like you, Jerica. I never will. So just go over it, okay? Given this diagram, that's pretty important to draw. I mean, it says they're collinear. What does collinear mean?
They're on the same line.
They're on the same dumb line. So put them on the same dumb line in order. The JKLM from left to right or right to left, I don't care, but you can't go JLKM and like. It's all right. We're all learning. We're all learning. And then we're given this as well, right? So I need that. Now, from this diagram, you can observe that, look, we need JL and KM. I know some information about JL and KM. JL is made up of 2 pieces, JK and KL. I also know that KM is made up of 2 pieces, LM and KL. So segment addition postulate allows me to say that. Now, why is that useful? Because before, I didn't have any information about these guys. I only had information about these guys, the 2 outside pieces. So I needed something that related these guys to these pieces. And I got it. Look, there's JK, right? And there's LM. That's an L, by the way. So now I've got a relationship between the things I want to get, JL and KM, and the things I already know. That's probably good. Now from there I notice, like, if I take equation 1, I can change that JK to an LM. Why? Because they're the same dumb crap. Substitution. And now look, I have KM as LM plus KL, and I have JL as LM plus KL. So they equal each other, and I win. If you know what you're doing, it was super easy. If you didn't, it was the hardest one on there, and a lot of you guys tripped over it. Teacher's dilemma, right? Do I give them the easy one and make it worth a lot of points? That way it boosts their grade a little bit and gives them credit. Or do I make it worth regular points? Because inevitably, everyone will get stuck on the easy one. Help me help you. I don't know how. Yep. Both yours was interesting. It was fun looking at yours. Anyway, number 3. Guys, that was that last one was worth 5 points. Are you feeling like you're being able to grade this fairly well? Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead, especially without telling me. Should I zoom in, Lainey? Would that help? Okay. By the law of averages, most of you voted for Danny. Why did you vote for Danny?
We did vote.
Is he a sophomore?
No, we're not not sophomores in there.
But we're the
It was us.
we
freshmen.
are soft.
Yeah.
Hashtag advance.
How dare you?
They're smart or dumb.
That's not true. They're just younger than you. All of you are dumb.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're not round 4, we're on 6.
You thought I was gonna say y'all smart, didn't you? Okay, good. Cause you don't know me. No, y'all dumb. Y'all dumb.
Yeah.
Y'all dumb. Okay. All right, turning the page. All right. This guy, can we get him on screen? Most of it we can. Let's go like this. Okay, so zooming out. Why is this thing so off-center? Why? I try so hard. But in the end, does it even matter? All right, so check it out. They give you this diagram. We're trying to prove that angle 2 and angle 3, that 1 is 4, right? That 1 is 4. Well, based on the information they gave us, that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are complementary, and good Lord, complementary does not mean congruent. What does complementary mean? Mr. Mack, you look like, not Eisenberg, but what's the other guy?
Oh, no.
Who is he? Andy Samberg. Andy Samberg. My glasses off.
93.
By the way, I have an optometrist appointment on Friday, so I might actually be able to wear contacts for, the first time in like 6 years. Don't tell my optometrist that my last one banned me from wearing them because it scratches my cornea when my eyes dry out because I read music too much and I don't blink. Okay? This is why I move optometrists all the time. That way they can't tell me what to do. America. All right. 1 and 2 are complementary, 3 and 4 are complementary. What does it mean to be complementary?
90.
They add up to 90. They add up to 90. So I wrote that, right? That's what it means by definition. And I know that 2 is the same thing as 3, so I did them in the same color. That way I would notice when I get here, because those are both going to be equal to each other, that I can subtract them both and I win. Yay! You smell what I'm stepping in here? Let me zoom. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are complementary. What does that mean? They add up to 90. Thank you, Bo. That's by definition. I need that. Therefore, they equal each other because they both add up to 90, so they both equal themselves. Yay. 1 and 2 equals 3 and 4. And then I subtract 2 and 3 from each other. And that's good. Now, why didn't I switch out 2 for 3 or 3 for 2 and do substitution? Because I had mercy upon your souls. That's why. Normally, you'd switch them out. That way, it's obvious when you subtract them. But I had mercy upon you. Yes.
So I got the right answer, but I did it in not so many steps.
Okay.
So.
You want me to see it? There's lots of ways to do it. Here.
That's just makes the 2 points.
They're complementary. You didn't write that they add up to 90.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's.
So you're missing the ones where they add up to 90. So you're not going to get that. But the rest is really good. Nice job. Nice job. So that was 6 points. Questions on that? You know how long it would have taken me to grade these? 2 hours per class. Do you see why I opted for this? 1, because I'm lazy. 2, I want you to experience the misery with me. It's not about what you do in life, it's about who you do it with, right? Okay. Number 4. Let's zoom out. We need to prove that 1 and 2 are supplementary and 2 and 4 are supplementary. Okay. Well, ABC and DBF are collinear. I need that given, written down. Therefore, ABC and DBF are lines by definition. I need that. If they're lines, then the angle that sits upon them, the 2 angles that sit upon them, are a linear pair by definition, right? 2 angles sitting on a line. That's linear pair. That's the thing you couldn't think of. Pair meaning 2, linear meaning line. 2 angles on a line. And if they are a linear pair by linear pair theorem, they must be supplementary. That's what linear pair theorem says. And then if they're supplementary, that means they add up to 180, right? And now we're back to where we were for the last problem, right? If they equal 180, then they equal each other. Subtraction, boom, we're there. You get your supplementary here from linear pair theorem. And then you prove 1 and 4 are the same by doing some math, right? By same dumb logic, 2 and 3 are the same. This is a doable quiz for all y'all. It is. Some of you guys already did it. The difference between not being able to do this and being able to do this is time. Okay? You need to put in the time. If you're struggling, you got to come see me. Yeah.
I did not like put by definition.
So you didn't put by definition here? or anywhere. Guys, if you're missing the reasoning, minus a half. If you got the algebra, great. Okay.
What if I got some of the reasonings right and some wrong?
Well, the ones you got wrong, you'd take off a half, and the ones you got right, you wouldn't. I'm not sure why this thing is so off. Really not. I think it's because I normally have it like this. That's better. Yes, ma'am.
For 2, I had the right answer.
For number 2?
Yeah.
Forgot to ask. Okay, yes, here we are.
I got the right answer, but I didn't have the right. I had J, K, and LM instead of J, L, and KM. How much is that off?
You had JK and LM down here?
No, for the part above it,
Right here.
above that.
Right here.
Yeah, I had JK equals and then LM.
Okay. Yeah, you need this part right here. That way you can set them equal. Right? That's the key. Yeah, so you'd be missing that 1 point. To be honest, normally I think it, like, not how I grade, but I think how proofs work is either you've got it all or you pretty much don't, right? There's some small mistakes in here, but if you have giant leaps in logic that are just not on your paper and they're wrong, then really do you have a proof? No, you have a bunch of nonsense. But this is how I grade. I think it's better for you guys. Yeah. Yes, I can. In my defense, I didn't want to leave number 4. Shelby. I had a student named Shelby at Sandwich. I like saying her name like that.
How many total points is this?
Well, we got 12 for number 4. We got 6 for number 3. We got 13 on the first page, so it's 31 points. So write out of 31, get out your phone, give yourself a percentage. If that percentage is higher than 65, then here's what you're going to do. Pretend I missed 2. You didn't, but let's pretend you did, okay? That'd be a 29 out of 31. You write the percentage down, it's something higher than a 65, right? Now, if you did get something higher than 65, now you're going to write next to that out of 50. Well, you missed 2, right? So it would be a 48 out of 50, which is a much better grade than a 29 out of 31. So see how your grade naturally goes up when you write it out of 50? Well, that's because I'm spotting you those extra 19 points that I took off from the review guide. So if you got over a 65, your grade's naturally going to go up. Now, the closer you are to an A+, the less it's going to go up, right? The difference between 29 out of 31 and 48 out of 50 ain't much, right? They're both A's, yeah.
How do you get the percentage?
So what you do is you type in 29 divided by 31, because that's what 29 out of 31 means. Remember, fractions are just division for lazy people.
What are you talking about with the 50? How do I figure out how
Yep, I figured we'd have to slow down for this one. All right, so it's out of 31. So give yourself a grade out of 31, and then figure out the percentage. Yeah?
So it's like 0 point and then 77.
Yeah, so what you'll do is you'll move the decimal place over 2 points, because remember, percent means per 100, right? So out of 100 is what that decimal is for you, right? So you move over the decimal point 2 spots, and you give yourself a decimal grade, or a percentage grade, right?
How many points is the first one worth?
First one's worth 8. And if that percentage is higher than 65, then you get to go on to step 2. In step 2 is you're going to write it out of 50, because I give you the points I was going to spot you, right? You only get them if you get higher than 65. If you get lower than 65, it's a 0 in the grade book until you fix it, okay? So if I miss 2, I would then write my grade as 48 out of 50, right? And you'll notice that'll make your grade go up. The closer you are to an A, though, the less it's going to make it go up, right? I mean, think about this. If you got 100%, 31 out of 31, 50 out of 50 is still 100, right? Your grade didn't go up at all. But if your grade is really close to a 65, when I add in those 19 points, it's going to make your grade go up a ton. which will be it'll represent your understanding better, right? Because if you got a 65 on this, you probably understood all the easy ones that I took off. So your understanding is actually better than the percentage you got right. Right? The questions are just really hard. You can be really, really good with something, but have 5 really tough questions and only get 1 right, right? And that doesn't mean you suck at it. Your grade would be a 20%. But you probably understand about 60 to 70% of the material, right? So that's trying to make your grade be a better representation of your understanding while also not having to give you a million problems to prove it. Yeah, Bo.
Can you check my math?
Yes, I can.
There's a 23 out of 31, 74.
23 out of 31, a 74%. Sounds right to me. Which means when you add on your points to get up to 50, right? You missed 8.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay, so that's 42 out of 50. That'll be your actual grade. So type in a 42 out of 50.
It's like around 80.
Yeah. Right?
I would like grading this rate, 'cause I like that grade.
We had 80,
Do we realize how unbelievably fair my grading system is? Yes.
it's like an 84.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You want your pen back?
Yes. Now remember, just because you got a good grade doesn't mean that's the grade you're going to get. It's the grade you're probably going to get, but I got to check the stuff. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. What? Okay, so you missed a half. So you're going to get 49 and a half out of 100. Or, sorry, 49 and a half out of 50. Now, 49 and a half out of 50 is really easy grade to calculate, right? Because 50 is half of 100. So you double it. 49 and a half times 2, right? That's going to be at 99%, right?
Do you want the passage or?
I'll come around and collect them. How about that? Here we go. Ouch. You're happy with your grade? Fantastic. If you're not, remember, it's lower than 65. You have to retake it, otherwise it's a 0. And those zeros destroy your grade. Which is the whole point. Because if we have to do, I am on it though. I'm trying to figure out what happened to this thing. I have a feeling you didn't put your name on it, but we'll figure it out. Okay, I'll take a look. I'll take a look. If you got lower than 65, you need to come retake it. And the reason I do this, where you get a 0 if it's less than 65, is 1, you don't deserve those extra bonus points because you didn't know what you're doing actually, right? That's pretty apparent. 2, the whole point of grades for me is for feedback. And if you just get the grade and you don't do anything about it, is it really feedback? No, it's not, right? And I want to force you to do something about it if you get lower than a certain percentage. I'd prefer everybody to have to come in if they got lower than like a 70, but like, okay, whatever. You need to know this crap. You need to know it's not going away. And the only way you're going to learn it is if you come in and get help. Now, out of you that have been in to see me after school, while it is chaotic, I shouldn't say after school, during homeroom. After school is not as chaotic. Neither is before. Has it helped? Like immensely, like stupidly amount like of help? Like this is so unbelievably easy. Why was I such a dummy? Type of situation. Yes, it has. Ask anybody that's coming to see me. I don't know why that is. I can make some guesses, right? It's more one-on-one attention. It's not. There's like 5 or 6 of you in here at all times, right? You're not writing crap down. You're just learning, which helps a lot. And it's like the 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th or 7th time you've heard it, right? Which helps too. Also, for some reason, when you're not in the classroom, you're more apt to ask questions. And a lot of times, the thing that's holding you back is this big. And it's a question this small. And if you just ask it, everything else falls into place, right? So I can guess that's what's going on. I don't really know. I wish it could happen more in the classroom. But just come see me. You'll be surprised. Okay? A lot of people have gone from really bad grades in here to A's. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing more on proofs. I know that you're not going to learn much this week. Not at least anything new. Because it's homecoming and you guys are a bunch of idiots, right? Running around acting like, I don't know, teenagers or something. Okay? Amen to that, sister. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do more on what we were doing last week. We're extending this out. We're getting some more help in class for people who need to do better. Overall, the grades didn't look too bad, which surprises me, which means I probably have to go back and grade them and take more points off, right? Some of y'all are being a little too lenient, I think. But in general, I didn't think they were too awful, just from scanning them the other night. So not bad, but you could do better. I know a lot of you guys were really stressing out during the exam. and you were confused, so confused. And I think part of that's just getting used to this. And so we're going to spend some time this week getting more used to it. No quiz this week because you guys have homecoming on Friday. I know, you're so excited. Now I can hang out with my boyfriend, right? Great, fantastic, okay? You're welcome, okay? Normally I'm not this merciful, but I am this time. So that's the deal.
Question.
What?
You can't run my test when you retake it.
No, I'll just give you 100%. So you better hope I don't find it, right?
When you checked it over with, I turned it in.
Right.
Was it-
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it's missing. I probably have it in my already graded bin.
'Cause
I probably already graded
I
it.
remember you like looking, and it's like you looked at it, and then like you didn't do this, and then went back and did it.
And then what'd you do with it?
Give it to you.
You gave it to me. Oh, that's your first mistake. Never give anything to me. I know. Don't hand me stuff. That's how things get lost. That's why we have the bins. Okay. All right. So I do remember looking at it. It's probably in my graded section because I probably just went through and did it real quick because you didn't miss many problems, right? Okay. Go away.
I knew she was select.
Hey, drop your phone, Michaela.